Hi, today I'm gonna explain you how to shift. We got 13 gears transmission in this truck. It doesn't make a difference if you drive 13 or 18. The principle is the same. So with the 13 gears, one that we have right now, we're going to be doing a lot of speed shifting, offloading if you will. So the principle is basic. I'm not gonna go with you through a pattern and everything, you can look it up online. The principle itself is really basic. You got it in a gear, like I'm right now having my truck in the first gear and I want to upshift it to the second. So first I put some pressure towards the gear that I want to grab, and in this case it's second. And as soon as I let go of the acceleration, the transmission lets go of the gear. And with every single gear, it's the same principle. When you upshift, try to get your RPMs to about 1500 RPM. When you downshift, try to get your RPMs to about 1000. It's really simple. Once you get your right hand and right foot synchronized, it suddenly clicks. It suddenly makes sense. So for now, just watch my sequence, and when you have a chance, try to apply it. Hopefully, it will help to improve your shifting. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is a flag. So with flag we are able to go on the high side and on the low side where we need. For example, for us to stop on the traffic light for the test, we required to be on the low side to do so. So whenever we are approaching to the planned stop, we have to downshift to at least 4. When it comes to flag, you can pre-select it. Like, it doesn't have to happen at the same time when you grab a gear. You can basically flip it on and off, and it stays on that side where you left it until the time that you get to the neutral. Then whatever manipulation you did with your flag, it's going to apply. We're driving today bobtail. As you know, trucks they made to haul something. If they don't have even a trailer, they behave pretty much like a roadsters with a rear-wheel drive. So that's why, especially in winter, we want to approach our intersection with care. Now when you're downshifting, you basically have to repeat this sequence. So basically you brake first, drop the speed for the gear that you want to grab, and then give her a little bit of gas in order to put in the gear that you want to grab. Normally the lower gear requires about 200 RPM more than the previous gear. And as soon as you stopped, then you can get it out of the gear and pre-select the gear that you want to start with. In my case, it's second, since we are bobtail. Now if you are a beginner, I would suggest you not to shift in the intersection itself, meaning when the truck is in the turn. Try to wait for the truck to be straight again, or try to upshift while the truck is still pointing straight. Once you get the hang of this technique, shifting pretty much any truck would be for you pretty easy as long as you get used to that machine. The principle stays the same. Newer trucks, they shift tighter. I mean, all the gears gotta be precise, and it feels precise once you get a hang of it. Older trucks, you have a bigger margin for error, but still, all it takes is to get a feel of your right foot and right hand. And once you synchronize your right foot with your right hand, everything becomes peachy. When you take in the turns, don't try to keep up with the truck. Set a speed that you're comfortable with. Downshift in advance. Basically plan ahead all the time. That's the essence of driving the truck. You pretty much planning ahead all the time. You're using the curve of the road in your advantage. If you want to downshift and you're going up the hill, use the curve to brake the truck and get it in the gear swifter and smoother. Remember, every employee likes smooth shifters, so smoother your shifts, the better chances for you to get a job. That's pretty much it. And remember, when you finally get it, it will be fun for you. So try to love it from the beginning. I know shifting could be annoying. Don't get me wrong, shifting could be annoying, especially when something is not working. But it could be fun. Actually, to keep you awake at night. You know, when you're doing that night shift. I used to shift just for the fun of it. Just to kind of keep myself awake, keep my brain working. Now there is a splitter. It would be a red, splitter on the left-hand side of the shifter. So with the splitter, you can grab half of a gear. So let's say right now I'm in a 6 low. In order for you to grab a 6 high, all you have to do is keep your right foot on the acceleration, place the shifter ahead, let go of the acceleration and apply the acceleration again. And now we are in a 6 high. Now if you want to grab 7 low, and that would be next gear. From 6 high you go to 7 low. Basically you pre-select the splitter to the back, and without doing anything with your gas pedal quite yet, you point the stick towards the gear that you want to grab. In our case it's 7. Let go of the acceleration, guide it to the 7th gear, and now you're in a 7 low. Same goes for downshift. If you want to grab, let's say, from 7 low, 6 high. So you drop your speed a little bit, give her a little bit of fuel, point the shifter ahead, point the shifter towards the gear that you want to grab, and there you go. This is the 6 high. It takes time to get used to this sequence. But the more you spend shifting, the more time you spend shifting, the more your shifting improves. You know what they say, practice makes it perfect, and well, when it comes to shifting, it is very true. There's another technique called single clutching, which also could be applied, especially in the woods. Let's say you don't want to lose that momentum and you don't want to really speed up either. So in order not to give her any gas but downshift, you use clutch to get it out of the gear, and then acceleration to put it in the gear that you want to grab, and that's called single shifting. Now with the 13 gear transmission, in order to get it on low side, you have to make sure that your splitter facing back before you go on the low side. Just like that. And in order to stop, stop in a gear and then shift to the gear that you want to grab and start with which second and hour it is. Grab the gear while you're still pointing ahead. Turn and upshift. And upshift. Sometimes when you have to look for the gear, you don't have to press the stick up against that gear. It will make a grinding. It will make a really messy shift. Nobody likes that. So you almost have to keep away the stick from the gear for not to grind, but still, you know, in order to have it close enough for you to feel those rumbles. And once you learn to do that, you'll feel the rumbles. You won't have to look at the RPMs. You just listen to the truck, and truck will tell you what to do. And remember, especially in winter, what we have to do is watch the road. That's our main priority. Not watch our RPMs. RPMs, those we have to feel with our, well, pretty much bottom. Or ass. When you have your hand on a stick, try to gather as much information as you possibly can from what you feel. So feel your flag, feel the flag, where is it? Is it facing upwards or downwards? Where is the splitter? How far do you have to extend your hand? Like with this hand extension, I realize I'm in 6, I want to go for 7. That would be 7. This is the way you extend your hand for 7th gear as well as you would for a 3rd. Since we are going around 60 kilometers an hour, I'm pretty sure we're not in 3rd. So that kind of information you should gather from feel of the stick. And in that moment, you just don't have to even look at the RPMs, look at the speed gauge. You will feel it. You will feel it with your guts. And if you do have to look at the gauges, well, they will just confirm what you already know, and you won't have to, you know, stare at them. A little glimpse, that's all you would need. And during the test, the examiner would want you to hold your steering wheel with both hands. Be in control of the truck. That's the first thing that they're looking for. They want the driver to be in control of the truck. Well, that will be it, pretty much. Remember, for downshifting, drop your speed first and then look for those rumbles. Look for correct feel. But if you don't drop your speed first, you will have to compensate with RPMs. Thank you for watching.